Yeah, Jedediah Taylor, founder and CEO of Decent.bet. 10 minutes, okay. So we were going to start with a video. I don't know who's in charge of... So the video will be just a brief overview of what I'll go a little more in depth into. We are one of the few companies here that are post-ICO. So we've already completed our ICO, and I'll speak a little bit about what we're doing now and some of the challenges or things that some of you that are in ICO or getting ready to go to ICO, our experience as to some of the things you need to focus on and some of the challenges you may run into, as well as a more in-depth analysis or explanation of some of the things that will be featured in the video. So if the DJs at the top can start the video, that'd be a great place to start. Okay, so Decent.bet finished our ICO in the end of October. We were, in our mind, very successful with our ICO. We raised over 53,000, I believe, Ethereum, right around 53,000 Ethereum. One of the focuses for us prior to going to ICO was really focusing on the community and building a community prior to going to ICO. So at the point of our ICO, we actually had around 4,500 members in our Slack, and our Facebook is upwards of 10,000 followers. And obviously, you're all aware that essentially the investors are the community. So we really wanted to have a connection with our community and have paid a lot of attention to making sure that we're responsive and answering all the questions that may arise from the community so they were consistently up to date with what we were doing, what was going on, and in tune with what our business model was and what our path is. So we pay a large amount of attention to our community, and it's rewarded us heavily. So one piece of advice I could give to up-and-coming ICOs is, you have a lot going on, you're developing your technology, you're focusing on your business model, you're preparing to launch your ICO, but from our humble opinion, please take into consideration the community, and I would suggest investing heavily into growing that community and educating them as much as possible pre-ICO.
Decent.bet is a revolutionary, community-owned online casino and sportsbook platform that distributes 100% of all profits back to its shareholders. Built on the Ethereum blockchain, the Decent.bet platform utilizes smart contracts with transparent and verifiable code to offer an experience like never before. With the unique DBET token, players can enjoy their favorite casino games or place bets on a wide range of sporting events. DBET token holders can also participate in the exclusive House Fund profit sharing program. The Decent.bet Casino offers your favorite casino games and unique slots. Using smart contracts, all games are publicly verifiable with fair and accurate results. By using off-chain channels, casino games are processed instantly, with no wait times for mining confirmations. By avoiding numerous on-chain transactions, players significantly save on fees that would normally occur with each transaction. The Decent.bet Sportsbook features betting lines on all your favorite sporting events. The Sportsbook offers attractive betting odds along with 50% lower fees versus traditional sports betting odds. The Sportsbook and Casino is backed by the Decent.bet House Fund profit-sharing program. Each quarter, DBET token holders have the opportunity to own shares of the House Fund, where 95% of all profits are distributed back to its shareholders. The remaining 5% is awarded to one lucky winner in the Strike It Rich quarterly lottery. Combining advanced blockchain technology with a revolutionary profit-sharing program, Decent.bet allows for a unique opportunity to be both the player and the house. Visit Decent.bet to learn more.
And as mentioned, it does say join the ICO. This is portion of the video that needs to be removed because the ICO has finished. So there's no longer the ability to participate into the ICO. So I'll hop right into the PowerPoint just because we do have a limited amount of time. As the video mentioned, Decent.bet is a transparent smart contract-based sports betting and online casino based on the Ethereum blockchain. The importance for us on bringing gaming onto the blockchain is we feel, I grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada, to give you a little bit of my background. I've been gambling since 16, trying to beat the house for the last 15 years and have been successful in a number of ways. But what happens with traditional casinos and even online sports books is you don't have, like slot machines in particular, you don't know what your realistic odds of winning are and if those odds are actually give you a realistic chance to win. So all of our odds are verifiable on the blockchain. So from a user perspective, users don't have to guess whether or not they have a realistic chance to win. They can actually verify that our odds are fair, again, published to the blockchain and verifiable to the blockchain. The platform itself is fueled by the specialized ERC token called the DBET token. One of the important things about token is utility of token, right? So the more demand there is for the token, then the higher the price of the token should be, ultimately rewarding investors. So there are 3 layers to the utility of the DBET token. The DBET token is required to be used to gamble on the platform. If you would like to participate in the profit-sharing program, it requires investors to lock up their tokens in exchange for house shares over the course of a 3-month period. So I spoke about demand, but another factor of token pricing is available supply. And by requiring this 3-month lockup period, it decreases the circulating supply, ultimately adding more value to that supply and demand ratio. So users are using it, profit sharers are using it, as well as we'll white label our technology, allowing other casinos and also other blockchain-based companies to leverage what we've developed, which are side channels. And what a side channel is we actually take the gaming session into a separate side channel where all of the transactions are happening without individual confirmations on the Ethereum blockchain. So if you think about it from a user perspective, with the Ethereum blockchain, every time you spin on the slot machine or roll the dice for craps, for example, each of those are individual transactions. So users without our technology would have to make a bet, wait for the transaction to be hashed and mined on the Ethereum blockchain before they could bet again, essentially. So imagine if you guys have ever gambled, sitting down at a slot machine, making your wager, and then waiting 1 or 2 minutes for that to be verified on the blockchain. From a user experience perspective, we feel this would not be acceptable and would not be adopted. So again, we've developed custom technology that takes it into a side channel where all of the transactions happen simultaneously. They can spin one after another. When that user was interested in ending that session, we would accumulate the results of all of the transactions, bundle those into one transaction, and then have that one transaction mined and verified and pushed to the blockchain at the end of the session. So if you were on a slot machine and you placed 100 spins and each one of them had to be verified, you would pay fees on each one of those spins, which would be significant to the user, aside from the time lag. By putting into the state channel, it allows all of those transactions to be bundled into one transaction where the users pay one fee. They don't have the lag time in between the individual transactions. Again, this isn't just applicable to gaming. Anybody that was looking to increase the speed of the Ethereum blockchain based on a high transaction business model could utilize this technology to bundle transactions into one transaction, saving their users fees as well as expediting the speed of the Ethereum blockchain. The final use case of the token or utility of the token would be our white labeled solutions, where, again, as mentioned, people could use our technology. They would be required to purchase DBETs for both the upfront licensing fees as well as the recurring monthly fees. So we're creating multiple markets where it is required by our community to go out and purchase the token, ultimately driving demand, people locking up into the house for the profit sharing program, decreasing circulating supply. And we believe by having this focus on the control or the impact of the supply and demand ratio based on the business model will offer significant value back to the investors. Now we look at the market moving forward. For online casinos as a whole, 2016 reports, there was over $45 billion wagered on online gaming alone in 2016, and by 2024, that's expected to double to just shy of $100 billion. So when you look at the future of gaming is transitioning online, which brings me to the final point, is by the year 2020, the market is expected to be dominated online. More people will be wagering online than the other sources. So up here it says 45%. There's not just online casinos and physical casinos, but there's also peer-to-peer betting. And when you dissect those three sectors, 45% estimates show by the year of 2020, online gaming will be the highest revenue generating aspect of gaming in general. So going back to the profit sharing program, the DBET house credits, which is the profit sharing aspect of it, 100% of all house profits will be distributed among house credit holders. 95% of those profits are distributed proportionally. So if you were to contribute 5% of the total community contribution, at the end of that session, you would receive 5% of the 95% of the profits generated back as a passive income opportunity to earn additional income on top of the inflation of the token. So there's kind of a worldwide economic crisis going on right now with national banks having zero and negative interest rates. What we feel is that we need to create opportunity worldwide for people to earn online and earn through cryptocurrency, not just invest and hold in tokens. The remaining 5% would be rewarded to one lucky winner every session, so 4 times a year. One lucky winner that was participating in the house would receive 5% of the total profits generated over the course of that session. So you have the opportunity to earn the passive income as well as the opportunity to essentially have a lifetime entry into a lottery where 4 times a year you can get 5% of the total profits generated by a highly profitable industry, which we believe is life-changing money. So it creates 2 kind of opportunities to make extra money and an exciting opportunity to win a lottery and have, potentially life-changing money happen just simply by winning that lottery. The white labeled solution, I went into this a little bit. It's essentially people tapping into the Decent.bet API, utilizing our technology, so they want to enter into the marketplace or increase the speed of the Ethereum blockchain. Rather than them having to develop this technology themselves, we can help them expedite their business model simply by licensing our technology, again, requiring them to pay the fees in DBET tokens, creating additional demand for the token over the course of the need to pay those fees, which would be monthly recurring fees. The DBET budget, we're currently in the testnet phase. So aside from our pre-ICO focus of developing the community, something else that we wanted to do was actually have tangible technology available at ICO. So we invested ourselves to get it to the alpha phase prior to going to the ICO so that the investors in the ICO would know that the technology actually exists and isn't just theoretical, but it's actually functioning from an alpha perspective. We finished our ICO in October, so since then we've taken that alpha technology to the testnet phase, where the community is currently testing our technology in masses to make sure that it has the ability to scale. What's up and coming for DBET, what the future holds, is we're really focused on an expansion into Europe. We have meetup and conferences in London, the one we are in today. We will be going to the ICO 2018 Amsterdam conference right after this, again raising awareness in Europe. We also have huge exposure in Japan. The Asia Pacific accounts for 48% of total online gaming revenue. So we have incredible connections in the Asia Pacific and a huge focus on Asia Pacific and specifically Tokyo in particular, which is very bullish on crypto. They've actually legalized it as a national currency, showing their sort of acceptance and adoption of cryptocurrency. The reason they're doing this is Japan is one of the countries that has 0 interest rates in their national banking system. We're working out an acquisition and merger of 2 companies and the IP relating to unique games that will only be offered on our platform. Onboarding additional developers, launch of the mainnet and the opening casino will happen in Q1 of 2018. So we're just about 2.5 months away from launching our casino, which will allow us to generate revenue, generate profits, and actually have a real business. When you look at other tokens in the space or coins in the space, very few of them actually have a business that's functional, operational, generating revenue, generating profits, which we believe will put us to the upper echelon of the tokens because we do have a functioning business.
Thank you, Jiraiya.